Wow. Owen Wilson. Number, what did we say?
48.
You don't have to get so feisty. Calm down. Okay. Number 20.
Is this because I said shut up to you in the hall?
You're so rude.
You told me to shut up. Yeah.
It
was an accident. I didn't realize who I was talking to because I was like going really fast.
That's not the worst thing a student's ever said to me.
He went to science, right away from the science class, and he was so freaked out. He thought he was getting a question.
Oh yeah, I thought I was dead. I was like, oh no. I said shut up to my teacher.
Because I was
Equals 3x plus 5. So we're supposed to write an equation in slope-intercept form that goes through the point and is perpendicular to the equation, right? So what are we going to do?
write it and rewrite it in slope-intercept form.
It is in slope-intercept form. Y equals 3x plus 5.
Well, what are the points?
4 negative 2.
4 negative 2.
Like, what are they?
What do you mean? What are what? I'm confused. What are you asking?
Plug them in to the problem.
Not yet.
Oh, I forgot.
We want to find something that's perpendicular to this guy.
So, yeah, then you do the opposite reciprocal.
The opposite reciprocal. So what m are we? What is our m?
Negative 1/3.
Negative 1/3. Okay. Now what?
Does that mean you also change the signs?
We did. I'm maybe not answering the right question, but we changed it from positive to negative.
Yeah, that's negative.
Yeah, that's the opposite part of opposite reciprocal. Because in the bold words it says, write an equation Okay. Okay. Now what?
Now we rewrite the problem with that slope.
What do you mean?
You can plug in the points.
What am I writing? Tell me what to write.
Negative 2 equals negative 1/3 parentheses 4 close parentheses plus 5.
No. Because our B is going to be different. We don't know our B yet.
Plus okay.
Plus B.
The 5 is the B.
No, the 5 is the B for this equation, not for the one we're trying to find.
Since M changed, that also means B changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not always, but most of the time. Because they could cross at the y-axis. But that's not usual. Okay, what now?
Negative 1/3 times 4.
Negative 1/3 times 4. What's negative 1/3 times 4? Put your calculators down, y'all. It's easy peasy. Negative 1/3 times 4 is negative 4/3. OMG, y'all. Y'all know that math.
4.
Are you trying to tell me what to do right now?
No, I'm trying to help them.
Yeah, 4 has a 1 under it. Yeah. 4/3 plus B. You're welcome to use your calculators. And especially on a quiz or a test, even if you do stuff in your head, I'd check it on a calculator. Just that way you have some sanity check. It also makes you slow down a little. What now? What did you say? You're a weakling? You should be happy.
Yeah, I really
But you should be happy because I didn't eat your Chipotle the other day.
I know.
What?
Add thirds.
Add 4/3. Absolutely.
I went about the problem totally.
I told you. Oh, yeah.
So what is negative 2 plus 4/3?
2 1/4 or 6/3. Negative 6. No, it's not.
What are we doing?
Wait,
6/3.
I missed what happened.
No, it's 2/3.
Since it didn't
It's negative 2/3. It's 6/3.
Wait.
It's what? I knew it! It's negative 2/3.
You can use your calculator, kiddos.
It's negative 2/3.
Yes, sir.
I missed what happened with the rainbow words or letters or numbers.
It's because you were talking about food. No, stop. That's why it happened. And I'm going to answer your question, even though it's your own fault that you don't know what happened. But I'm going to answer it anyway because I'm so nice. What we did is this is where we were, right?
Yeah.
And since this was minus 4/3, we added 4/3 to both sides.
Oh, that's a 4. I thought that was a -1. I was like, how did we get -1?
What?
I don't know how you got -1.
-1. But it's just
Would you like me to tell you how to fix that?
Sure.
Okay, let me tell you how to fix it.
I don't know how to.
Okay. 2 things. First, when we're starting, at the beginning, you have a fraction button. I'm not going to remember where it is on this calculator. It's right here.
I feel like you have to do this.
So you can do -2 and then minus 4 fraction thirds. And then there's your answer as a mixed number, -3 1/3. Wait, that's not right.
How do you know how to use calculators? That's I was literally about to ask that.
Oh, because I said minus. That's what I did wrong. Try actually putting the number in right. Plus.
Have you ever driven the mouse and the math teacher that you can't use the calculator?
-2/3.
Thank you.
And you can switch back. You also have this right here. You can get second and fraction decimal, or if you get the decimal and you actually want a fraction, you can hit the same thing. So second and then that one, and it'll put it back as a fraction.
Is that the actual fault?
Yeah.
And if you this one, like if let's say we were doing 5 or 8 divided by 5, which is 1.6, but we wanted a fraction, then you can use the fraction decimal, right? And then it gives you a mixed number, right? If you don't want a mixed number, you can of course do it in 5 times 1 plus 3, like back in middle school, right? You can also check it on your calculator by doing second and this button. See, it's got mixed number to improper. And it'll switch it to an improper fraction.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you need me to show you the same thing?
No, actually, I just know.
Okay, good. He listened and learned. Okay. So.
It's -2/3. It's -2/6.
2/3.
2/3? Okay, I was making sure.
He was just checking. Okay.
I was just making sure.
Now what?
We write it out and
Yeah. So what's the answer?
Y equals 1/3. -1/3 x minus 2/3. That'd be plus 2/3, wouldn't it?
How do you graph that?
What?
How do you graph that again? I need more practice with this. I'm really bad with this.
Well, good. Practice it. You put the y-intercept at -2/3, and then you'd go down 1/3, down 1/3, and then that's how you graph it.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why I didn't do it properly. Yeah, what other questions y'all have on homework set?
Number 22.
22. 21. Number 22. So we want to figure out whether the lines are parallel or perpendicular. We're doing 22.
You said 21.
I thought we just did 22. What did we just do?
We just did
28.
Oi. So we're looking at 3x minus 9y equals 9. And we're looking at 3y equals x plus 12. And we're looking at 2x minus 6y equals 12. So we want to know whether these lines are parallel or perpendicular or none of the above, right? So if we're looking at parallel and perpendicular, what is the only thing we care about with each one of those lines? Do we care about the y-intercept or do we care about the slope? The slope. That's all we care about. So we need to figure out the slope. We need to figure out what the m's are for all of these.
That's a weird M.
You're a weird M. We need to figure out what the m's are for these equations. So how are we going to do that?
Convert them all to slope-intercept.
Convert them all to slope-intercept. So the first one, what are we going to do?
We're gonna subtract, we're gonna subtract 3x.
We are. And when you subtract 3x, we would end up with negative 9y equals negative 3x plus 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what would we do?
Well, the negative 3 isn't that the slope?
No, because y isn't by itself yet. But it will be.
Divide it by negative 9.
Divide by negative 9.
Is there a way to look at an equation and just know if it's perpendicular or parallel?
If you practice it enough, yeah.
Can you do that? I guess. So, what is this one going to be?
I already told you the answers. Were you not listening? So what is negative 3 divided by negative 9?
Wouldn't it just be 3 or 1/3?
It would be 1/3.
It would be what?
So M1 is 1/3. We don't really care about the rest of that problem, right?
Or it's perpendicular.
What?
So how are we going to get the second one in slope-intercept form?
We would.
Wait, how do we know that's not perpendicular?
We don't know anything yet.
We divide the 3.
Yeah.
We divide the 3 off. What'd you say, girl?
I was gonna say get rid of the 12.
We're trying to get y by itself, right?
Oh, right, not x.
So we're dividing by 3. And all we care about is this first one. So what is 1 divided by 3?
It's just 1/3 x.
It's 1/3.
It's always going to be 1.
So those two are parallel. Let's double check the last one. So to get this one in slope-intercept form, what are we going to have to do?
Subtract 2x.
Oh, it's going to be 1/3.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we end up with negative 6y equals negative 2x plus 12. Now what would we do?
Divide the negatives.
Divide by negative 6. What's negative 2 divided by negative 6?
1/3.
1/3. So since they're all the same, all the slopes are same, these lines are parallel.
Hello. That looks like a smiley face.
It does not look like a smiley face. That is a lie.
Nah.
You can't just put a circle around things and call it a smiley face in OMG.
It looks like eyes.
Smiley face.
What?
Like
On what planet?
those two eyes. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
Where you kind of like you didn't connect this.
What other questions y'all have over this homework set? We can take 1 or 2 more, I think. And then we're going to have a quiz.
No. I
34.
refuse. I'm
Bet.
gonna fail. What does that mean?
How much do you bet that I'm going to fail this?
Are you asking questions about stuff you're confused about on this? Because this is what it's about. So if you fail this quiz, it's on you. So I don't want to hear
So
this
wait,
whining.
is this quiz not on me like past things? It's only on this.
Only on this. Only on this one thing.
I just like don't understand. I do BI.
Yeah,
I just don't understand how to know what to do.
I do
Yeah.
BI.
Like if you do one form or the other form, I don't know. Like you do something.
Do you have any questions on the homework? Because it's going to be like stuff on the homework.
20.
There you go. There you go. Number 20. On a map, Dogwood Drive passes through these points. R is the point 0, -9. S is
My thing is those letters.
4. I don't know, because I did.
Rowan's Street, maybe?
Row, none, Fay Row. Okay. And Lewis Road, so this is Dogwood Drive. And then Lewis Road passes through J being 4, -5, and K being no, it's he.
No more pop culture. What?
No, not that either. What is happening right now?
What is it?
And we want to know if those are straight lines, are the streets perpendicular? What do we know about perpendicular lines?
Go two different directions.
Well, yeah, but we know something more specific. They cross how? What did we learn about? They learned at 90 degrees, but what did we learn about on Tuesday? Their slopes are opposite reciprocals. So what should we find for each one of these lines? The slope. How do we find a slope between 2 points? Plug them into what? Not slope intercept form. Slope formula.
y2 minus y1 all divided by x2 minus x1.
So that's the formula we're using. We are doing this 2 times. Wow.
Graphed it and then did the graph.
And you hoped for the best.
But like they are parallel across.
What?
Like instead of doing the slope formula, I graphed out.
They're not parallel. They'd have to have the same slope.
Not perpendicular.
Okay. So what am I going to put right here?
-11.
-11. What am I going to put right here?
4.
-9.
Oh.
y2 minus y1.
Yep.
Okay, good. What am I going to plug in right here? I heard a lot of words. What happened? 4 is what we're going to put in here. Minus, what am I going to put here? 0. We're subtracting 0. That's going to be super simple. What are we going to put right here?
-5.
-2.
No, because it's technically plus 9.
Wait.
What are we going to put right here?
-2.
What are we going to plug right here?
4.
What about here?
6.
Why?
If I write the points,
Yeah, but
it will stop.
it doesn't matter.
Stop and listen. If I put the points in this order, their slope is the same. If I put them in this order, what is y2? -5. What is y1 if I put them in this order? -2. Now, if I rewrite the exact same points
I get it.
in this order, their slopes are the same. But what is y2 now? -2. And what is y1 now? -5.
I get it. You know that's
Good.
I just
I'm not rubbing anything into anybody's face. Now, good.
What we're doing.
Good.
I'm so confused.
Were you here last week?
Was ist das?
Wait, are we just gonna do the quiz and then we're done with class? It doesn't take long. We should take this.
No.
No, because the quizzes are timed.
They are.
They are.
You're
Yeah.
spying on us? You're spying on us?
What?
What's happening?
I'm literally in the room. What are you talking about?
She's got a camera.
Aiden is very comical.
-2
4.
over 4, which equals -1/2.
And then
-3 over -2.
so it's not perpendicular.
It's not perpendicular because those are not opposite reciprocal.
But it's not parallel.
It's not parallel either because they're not the same.
Wouldn't it be positive 2/3?
So it's neither. 3/2.
So,
Can you repeat how you got -3 over 2?
question.
Because it was -5 minus -2. So we ka-chink those, right?
And then you do 4 minus 6.
Yep.
So when you're looking if it's a perpendicular or a parallel, you look for if it's the same or the reciprocal.
Opposite reciprocal. Because signs have to be opposite too. Makes sense?
The opposite is just negative. Right?
Well, if it was positive. If it's negative, then it'd be positive. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's take a quiz. So, what you need is a piece of paper and a pencil.
Wait.
You may use your calculator, you may not use your notes, your book, your neighbor, or the internets. Okay.
Can I use my neighbor's calculator?
Call 911.
No, but you can borrow mine.
I'm relying on my notes right now, though.
What
I
happened to
have
your
it
calculator,
spare.
Ryan?
I need my notes.
I could
Thank
be
you.
home.
Did you do the homework?
Most of it, yeah.
I could be home studying math in Europe.
Okay. This quiz is going to be 2 questions long.
We use graph
Do
paper.
they each equal 50%?
They probably will be the same number of points. I suspect because they will probably take the same amount of effort both times. What?
Do I use graph or normal paper?
You can use either one.
Does anyone want to answer?
You don't have to graph anything.
I want to use graph. Please don't check.
You could check your answer using a graph, but you have to solve it without a graph. So graph paper might be a good idea. Okay, so we are going to, for both of them, write.
Can I use my homework?
No. The equation in slope intercept form. For the first one, we want the line that passes through the point -2, 5, and is parallel to the line -3x plus y equals 16. And for number 2, we're going to do one that passes through the point 8, -7, and is, you guessed it, perpendicular to the line 8y equals -2x plus 3. Ready, set, go. No, it's math. If you ask the questions that you needed asked, it should be easy. Didn't finish doing what I was doing. So if you did it this way, sorry if any of you, your future selves, go back and watch this video because I stopped recording in the middle of this explanation, but it's okay because you have it somewhere. Now, I was talking to your future selves. If you happen to go back and watch this
What's
video,
your YouTube channel?
this one is Ember Learning Labs.
Okay. I was the first view on your video yesterday.
Oh, really? Probably the only one. That channel has 15 subscribers. Yay.
How much does yours have?
Almost 1,500.
A lot.
It is a lot. Okay, so if you do it this way, this is what I've been working to try to do this
Get
thing.
a new subscriber, bro. You gotta get to 1 million
Sick.
soon.
Okay, we would take, if we did it this way, we would take and plug -7 in for y, right?
Yep.
And we would plug.
I see what.
Oof. And we would plug in, for m, we would plug the opposite reciprocal of -1/4, which would be +4, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that.
And then we would plug in the 8 for x, right?
I get it now. It's so cool when you get it.
I'm glad.
Like,
I'm going to send just that clip of audio to your father.
You aren't recording.
what clip? I get it now?
It's so cool when you actually get it.
So I think what I did wrong.
I'm gonna actually, you know, what would be really even cooler is I should save that clip and keep it hidden away, and then at your wedding someday. It's so cool when you actually get it.
I have a question.
What's 4 times 8? What is y'all's question?
So my question is, you like did the problem and then you just got rid of the what was that B, like 3 8s. Why not?
That was not actually a question, and I'm really confused what you're even saying.
Why did you get rid of 3 8s and just have a B?
Because the B is, I mean, the 3/8 is on the other
Okay.
I have a question.
Because they're different problems.
I'm not done with his question. Calm down. He gets it?
Bro, this is so cool.
Like Ryan said earlier, Aiden is so funny. Okay, what is your question, Connor?
Y plus 7 equals 4 parentheses x minus 8. Then you go to, like, I understand this -7, but then you just get rid of the x.
I did not get rid of the x. I took this x and substituted it for x.
You can't substitute.
You can substitute now?
You've been able to substitute the whole time through this whole math class when we started at the beginning of the year. What? It's called substitution.
The substitution.
He's not cool. He doesn't get it.
So I can just write down numbers and say, I'm going to substitute this.
Well, it has to.
Stop and think about what kind of silliness you're saying.
Wait.
Stop. Listen to. No, we're going back to you and I's conversation in a minute. Stop and listen to me. Stop going down the fairy path and come back to me and listen to what I'm saying. We can't just substitute numbers. We can substitute the numbers from the problems.
Wait.
So we're substituting. We're not picking a number and just saying this is 8 now.
This is 2 now. It's all 2.
We're taking this x and plugging it in for x.
Replacing it for what it is.
Yes.
X goes for X because X can substitute for X. There's
So,
no
like,
B to
with
substitute.
Because
number
it
1,
doesn't
in the
so
beginning of
it's
number
just
1, -2 and 5 are just there so that you can substitute those for different numbers?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I got the Y equals this stuff.
That's so easy.
It is. I told you it was easy. Those are the words that came out in my mouth. So, this is what we're going to do now. I am going to type some homework out for you.
It's
Y'all are going to. Well, good. That's why I'm typing homework. This homework is going to be a little different than typical, so, hold on to your butts, to quote Samuel L. Jackson. Y'all know what movie that's from?
I bet you he didn't say what.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he did.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
Y'all know what movie that's from?
Uh.
It's a movie from the 90s.
Fresh Prince?
That was, but that's also wasn't a movie. And it also didn't have Samuel L. Jackson, as far as I'm aware.
Avengers 2012.
Pause recording. Okay, hold on. Pause so that I don't.
He walks to the door. What you say? What you say about me?
No, that's not what he would say, because he would curse.
He is just being
Nah, he
nice.
never
All right.
curses.
We're gonna do
That's my life.
One day he's gonna.
numbers.
Alright.
Excuse me. Pages 243 through 244.
That's not bad.
That's what you said last time about the same numbers.
That's what we had last time.
It is numbers.
I was gonna put the odds and stuff.
What?
I already did 11 and
11.
Yeah.
I already
through
15 and like 17.
Right, shut up. I'm sorry, man. 11, 17.
You fart?
What? I said I'm with you.
47 odds.
11 through 7. Oh,
47.
Yeah, I think it's about time that y'all do some hot problems. Okay, that's all I got for you. Goodbye.